Welcome, Autograph Fisherman here, and this is part 2 of the Alice Cooper profile video. I hope you enjoy. If you missed part 1, I invite you to go and watch part 1. Style and Influences. During an interview for the program Entertainment USA in 1986, Cooper told interviewer Jonathan King that the Yardbirds were his favorite band of all time. Cooper had as far back as 1969 said that it was music from the mid-60s, and particularly from British bands The Beatles, The Who, and the Rolling Stones, as well as the Yardbirds, that had the greatest influence on him. Cooper would later pay homage to The Who by singing I'm a Boy for a Celebration, the music of Pete Townsend and The Who in 1994 at Carnegie Hall in New York, and performing a cover version of My Generation on the Brutal Planet Tour of 2000. During an interview with Ozzy Osbourne from radio program Nights with Alice Cooper on May 22, 2007, Cooper again affirmed his debt of gratitude to these bands, and to the Beatles in particular. During their discussion, Cooper and Osbourne bemoaned the often inferior quality of songwriting coming from contemporary rock artists. Cooper stated that in his opinion the cause of the problem was that certain modern bands had forgotten to listen to the Beatles. On seeing shock rock pioneer Arthur Brown performing his U.S. number 2 hit Fire in 1968, Cooper states, "Can you imagine the young Alice Cooper watching that with all his makeup and hellish performance? It was like all my Halloweens came at once." A 2014 article on Alice Cooper in The Guardian mentioned Arthur Brown and his flaming helmet. British rock always was more theatrical than its U.S. counterpart. Often this involved destruction or macabre gimmickry, with Cooper responding, "That's why most people thought we were British at first." Evidence of Cooper's eclectic taste in classic and contemporary rock music can be seen in the track listings of his radio show. In addition, when he appeared on the BBC Radio 2 program Tracks of My Years in September 2007, he listed his favorite tracks of all time as being 19th Nervous Breakdown, 1966, by the Rolling Stones, Turning Japanese, 1980, by the Vapors, My Sharona, 1979, by the Knack, Beds Are Burning, 1987, by Midnight Oil, My Generation, 1965, by The Who, Welcome to the Jungle, 1987, by Guns N' Roses, Rebel Rebel, 1974, by David Bowie, Over Under Sideways Down, 1966, by the Yardbirds, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, 2003, by Jet, and A Hard Day's Night, 1964, by the Beatles. And when he appeared on Desert Island Discs in 2010, he chose the songs Happenings 10 Years Time Ago by the Yardbirds, I Get Around by the Beach Boys, I'm a Boy by the Who, Timer by Laura Nyro, 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson, Been Caught Stealing by James, Addiction, Work Song by the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, and Ballad of a Thin Man by Bob Dylan. Rob Zombie, former lead vocalist of White Zombie, claims his first metal moment was seeing Alice Cooper on Don Kirshner's rock concert. Zombie has also claimed to have been heavily influenced by Cooper's costumes. In a 1978 interview with Rolling Stone, Bob Dylan stated, "I think Alice Cooper is an overlooked songwriter." In the foreword to Alice Cooper's CD retrospective box Set the Life and Crimes of Alice Cooper, John Lydon of the Sex Pistols pronounced Killer, 1971, as the greatest rock album of all time. And in 2002, Lydon presented his own tribute program to Cooper on BBC Radio. Lydon told the BBC that, "I know the words to every Alice Cooper song. The fact is, if you can call what I have a musical career, it all started with me miming to I'm 18 on a jukebox." The Flaming Lips are longtime Alice Cooper fans and used the bass line from Levity Ball, an early song from the 1969 release Pretties for You, for their song The Ceiling is Bending. They also covered Sun Arise for an Alice Cooper tribute album. Cooper's version, which closes the album Love It to Death, was itself a cover of a Rolf Harris song. In 1999, Cleopatra Records released Humanary Stew, a tribute to Alice Cooper featuring a number of contributions from rock and metal all-star collaborations, including Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, Roger Daltrey of The Who, Ronnie James Dio, Slash of Guns N' Roses, Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden, and Steve Jones of Sex Pistols. Sonic.net described it as intriguing combinations of artists and material, while AllMusic noted the novel approach will definitely hold interested listeners' attention. A song by alternative rock group They Might Be Giants from their fifth studio album John Henry, 1994, titled Why Must I Be Sad, mentions 13 Cooper songs and has been described as being from the perspective of a kid who hears all of his unspoken sadness given voice in the music of Alice Cooper. Alice says everything the kid has been wishing he could say about his alienated, frustrated teenage world. Unlikely non-musician fans of Cooper have included comedian Groucho Marx and actress Mae West, who both reportedly saw the early shows as a form of vaudeville review, and artist Salvador Dali, who on attending a show in 1973 described it as being surreal and made a hologram, first cylindric chromo hologram portrait of Alice Cooper's brain. Personal life. In the early 1970s, a story was widely reported that Leave It to Beaver actor Ken Osmond had become rock star Alice Cooper. According to Cooper, the rumor began when a college newspaper editor asked him what kind of child he was, to which Cooper replied, "I was obnoxious, disgusting, a real Eddie Haskell," referring to the fictional character Osmond portrayed. However, the editor ended up reporting that Cooper was the real Haskell. Cooper later told the New Times, "It was the biggest rumor that ever came out about me. Finally, I got a t-shirt that said, 'No, I am not Eddie Haskell,' but people still believed it." On June 20th, 2005, ahead of his June-July 2005 tour, Cooper had a wide-ranging interview with interviewer of celebrities Andrew Denton for the Australian ABC TV's Enough Rope. Cooper discussed various issues during the talk, including the horrors of acute alcoholism and his subsequent cure, being a Christian, and his social and work relationship with his family. During the interview, Cooper remarked, "I look at Mick Jagger and he's on an 18-month tour and he's 6 years older than me, so I figure when he retires, I have 6 more years. I will not let him beat me when it comes to longevity." Cooper frequently refers to himself in the third person as Alice, as a way to distance himself from his stage persona. Marriage and relationships. In the period when the Alice Cooper Group was signed to Frank Zappa's straight label, Miss Christine of the GTOs became Cooper's girlfriend. Miss Christine, real name Christine Fracas, who had recommended Zappa to the group, died on November 5, 1972, of an overdose. Another longtime girlfriend of Cooper's was Cindy Lang, with whom he lived for several years. After his separation from Lang, Cooper was briefly linked with actress Raquel Welch, although according to Dick Wagner, Cooper rejected Welch's advances. Cooper ended up marrying ballerina instructor and choreographer Cheryl Goddard, who performed in the Alice Cooper Show from 1975 to 1982. They married on March 20, 1976. In November 1983, at the height of Cooper's alcoholism, Goddard filed for divorce, but by mid-1984, she and Cooper had reconciled. They have 3 children, daughters Sonora and Calico and son Dashiell. Cooper and his wife started Solid Rock Foundation in 1995. The first of several teen centers opened in Phoenix, Arizona in 2012. Another opened in Mesa, Arizona in 2021. The centers offer vocational and arts training. In a 2002 television interview, Cooper stated that he had never cheated on his wife the entire time they had been together. In the same interview, he also said that the secret to a lasting and successful relationship is to continue going out on dates with one's partner. In a 2019 interview, Cooper said that he and his wife Cheryl have a death pact, wherein they will die at the same time, sparking a flurry of headlines. But Cooper clarified his comments, telling USA Today, "What I was meaning was that because we're almost always together, at home and on the road, that if something did happen to either of us, we'd most likely be together at the time. But neither of us has a suicide pact. We have a life pact. Use of alcohol and other drugs." Since overcoming his own addiction to alcohol in the mid-1980s, Cooper has continued to help and counsel other rock musicians with addiction problems. "I've made myself very available to friends of mine. There are people who would call me late at night and say, 'Between you and me, I've got a problem.' In 1986, Thrash metal band Megadeth opened for Cooper on his U.S. Constrictor tour. After noticing how Megadeth's band members abuse alcohol and other drugs, Cooper personally approached the band to try to help them get clean. He has stayed close to lead vocalist Dave Mustaine, who considers Cooper to be his godfather. In recognition of the work he has done in helping other addicts in the recovery process, Cooper received in 2008 the Stevie Ray Vaughan Award at the 4th Annual MusiCares MAP Fund Benefit Concert in Los Angeles. Religion. During an interview with Johnny Walker on BBC Radio 2 in September 2007, Cooper said that he was not a Christian when he gave up drinking, but stated that he thanks God for taking it away, saying, "I mean, if he, God, can part the Red Sea and create the universe, he can certainly take alcoholism away from somebody." Although he originally did not speak publicly about his religious beliefs, Cooper was later vocal about his faith as a born-again Christian. Politics. Throughout his career, Cooper's philosophy regarding politics is that politics should not be mixed with rock music. Cooper has usually kept his political views to himself, and in 2010 said, "I am extremely non-political. I go out of my way to be non-political. I'm probably the biggest moderate you know. When John Lennon and Harry Nilsson used to argue politics, I was sitting right in the middle of them, and I was the guy who was going, I don't care. When my parents would start talking politics, I would go in my room and put on the Rolling Stones or The Who as long as I could avoid politics. And I still feel that way." On occasion, Cooper has spoken out against musicians who promote or opine on politics. For example, in the build-up to the 2004 presidential election, he told the Canadian press that the rock stars campaigning for and touring on behalf of Democratic candidate John Kerry were committing treason against rock and roll. He added, "Upon seeing a list of musicians who supported Kerry, if I wasn't already a Bush supporter, I would have immediately switched. Linda Ronstadt? Don Henley? Geez, that's a good reason right there to vote for Bush." In December 2018, Cooper predicted that the next U.S. president would be worse than then-President Donald Trump, while arguing that musicians talking politics to their fans was an abuse of power. Every 4 years since releasing his single Elected in 1972, Cooper has satirically run for president. Sports. Cooper is a fan of both the NHL's Detroit Red Wings and Arizona Coyotes. On February 18, 2012, the Coyotes gave away his bobblehead in a promotion for the first 10,000 fans for a game with the Dallas Stars. Cooper is a longtime baseball fan, supporting the Arizona Diamondbacks and Detroit Tigers. As a child, he dreamed of playing left field in the Tigers' outfield alongside Tigers Hall of Famer Al Collin. He has coached Little League baseball teams since his son played in the early 1990s. Cooper is also a fan of NBA basketball, supporting both the Detroit Pistons and the Phoenix Suns. Cooper is an avid golfer and says that the sport played a major role in him overcoming his addiction to alcohol, and has even gone so far as to say that when he took up golf, it was a case of replacing one addiction with another. The importance that the game has had in his life is also reflected in the title to his 2007 autobiography, Alice Cooper, Golf Monster. Cooper, who has participated in a number of pro-am competitions, FN11, plays the game 6 days a week, off a handicap of 4. He also, through golf, enjoyed an unlikely friendship with country guitarist and singer Glenn Campbell after they became neighbors, playing together nearly every other day. Cooper has also appeared in commercials for Callaway Golf Equipment and was a guest of veteran British player and broadcaster Peter Ellis on A Golfer's Travels. He wrote the foreword to the Gary McCord Book Ryder Cup and participated in the second All-Star Cup in Newport, Wales. In popular culture, Cooper, a fan of The Simpsons, was asked to contribute a storyline for the September 2004 edition of Bongo Comics' Bart Simpson's Treehouse of Horror, a special Monsters of Rock issue that also included stories plotted by Gene Simmons, Rob Zombie, and Pat Boone. In October 1979, Cooper was featured in the Marvel comic book Marvel Premiere, Volume 1, number 50, loosely adapting his From the Inside Studio album. Cooper is also the subject of the We're Not Worthy meme, which was popularized during his cameo in Wayne's World with Mike Myers and Dana Carvey in 1992. Cooper contributed his likeness and over 700 voice lines to Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle, a pinball machine released in 2018 by Spooky Pinball that also features 10 songs performed by Cooper. Only 500 machines were made. On October 7, 2021, PlayNGO released Alice Cooper and the Tome of Madness, a web-based game. This branded game features voice lines especially recorded by Cooper. In addition to this, it boasts an animated version of Cooper as well as the song Welcome to My Nightmare. At the Musical Instrument Museum of Phoenix, Cooper is honored with a dedicated exhibit showcasing props and instruments from his career, including one of the dummy heads used during the infamous guillotine stunt. Band members. Current members: Alice Cooper, lead vocals, harmonica, guitars, percussion, synthesizer, 1974 present. Ryan Roxie, guitars, backing vocals, 1996 to 2006, 2012 present. Chuck Garrick, bass, backing vocals, 2002 present. Tommy Henriksen, guitars, backing vocals, 2011 present. Glenn Sobel, drums, percussion, 2011 present. Nita Strauss, guitars, backing vocals, 2014 to 2022, 2023 present. Discography. Band studio albums: Pretties for You, 1969. Easy Action, 1970. Love It to Death, 1971. Killer, 1971. School's Out, 1972. $Billion Babies, 1973. Muscle of Love, 1973. Solo studio albums: Welcome to My Nightmare, 1975. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell, 1976. Lace and Whiskey, 1977. From the Inside, 1978. Flush the Fashion, 1980. Special Forces, 1981. Zipper Catches Skin, 1982. Dada, 1983. Constrictor, 1986. Raise Your Fist and Yell, 1987. Trash, 1989. Hey Stupid, 1991. The Last Temptation, 1994. Brutal Planet, 2000. Dragontown, 2001. The Eyes of Alice Cooper, 2003. Dirty Diamonds, 2005. Along Came a Spider, 2008. Welcome to My Nightmare, 2011. Paranormal, 2017. Detroit Stories, 2021. Road, 2023. Tours. Pretties for You Tour, 1968 to 1970. Easy Action Tour, 1970 to 1971. Love It to Death Tour, 1971. Killer Tour, 1971 to 1972. School's Out for Summer 72 Tour, 1972. $1 Billion Babies Tour, 1973 to 1974. Welcome to My Nightmare Tour, 1975 to 1977. King of the Silver Screen Tour, 1977. School's Out for Summer 78 Tour, 1978 to 1979. Madhouse Rocks Tour, 1979. Flush the Fashion Tour, 1980. Special Forces Tour, 1981 to 1982. The Nightmare Returns Tour, 1986 to 1987. Live in the Flesh Tour, 1987 to 1988. Trash Tour, 1989 to 1990. Operation Rock and Roll, 1991. Nightmare on Your Street Tour, 1991. Hey Stupid Tour, 1991. South America 95 Tour, 1995. School's Out for Summer 96 Tour, 1996. School's Out for Summer 97 Tour, 1997. Rock and Roll Carnival Tour, 1997 to 1998. New Year's Rotten Eve Tour 98, 1998. Life and Crimes of Alice Cooper Tour, 1999. Brutal Planet Tour, 2000 to 2001. British Rock Symphony Tour, 2000. Descent into Dragontown Tour, 2001 to 2002. Bare Bones Tour, 2003. The Eyes of Alice Cooper Tour, 2003 to 2004. Dirty Diamonds Tour, 2005 to 2006. Psychodrama Tour, 2007 to 2009. Theater of Death Tour, 2009 to 2010. No More Mr. Nice Guy Tour, 2011 to 2012. Raise the Dead Tour, 2012 to 2015. Spend the Night with Alice Cooper Tour, 2016 to 2017. A Paranormal Evening with Alice Cooper Live Tour, 2018. All Black Eyes is back, 2019 to 2020. Detroit Muscle Tour, 2021 to 2022. Freaks on Parade with Rob Zombie, 2023 to 2025. Too Close for Comfort, 2023 to 2025. Well, that was part 2 of my Alice Cooper profile videos. I hope you enjoyed both. If you have any thoughts about Alice Cooper, let me know them in the comments. I would like to read them. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As always, until next time, keep on collecting. Bye.